Hello friends, welcome to Finance MCQ. I am Neha Singh and today we will be discussing basic concept of management and planning, which is part of technical syllabus, that is paper 2 of your SEBI Grade A Exam 2020 General Stream. Friends, this paper is very important from your exam point of view as it has 100 marks in phase 1 and 2/3 weightage of your phase 2 exam. So do watch this video till the end and let's begin. So friends, let us start with our first topic, which is management. We will understand management by two definitions. The first definition is given by Mary Parker Follett, who defines management as the art of getting things done through people. We will see the second definition given by Harold Noose, who defines management as management is the art of getting things done through and with people in formally organized groups. Now we will see the meaning of management. Management is, of course, the art of getting things done through people. A good management requires a good manager in directing or leading his subordinates, as well as good subordinate in doing things in a right way in order to meet the goal and objective of the organization. The managers do not work themselves, they get the work done through the worker. It is very important for a manager to create and maintain a favorable work environment. So friends, by this, I hope the meaning of management is clear. Let us understand the same by a live example. We all are working and we know or we will be working in future. And we will be seeing in offices that our manager actually do not work. They have a team who work for them, who is been assigned with work. Manager helps them in case of any problem or any issues, and they ensure that the team maintains a healthy environment. So friends, I think by this, the meaning of management is clear to everyone. And now we will move to our next topic, which is planning. Planning is the very first function of management. It means deciding in advance what needs to be done and how it needs to be done in the future. It is a continuous process. In simple words, planning therefore involves setting objective and developing an appropriate course of action to achieve these objectives. Now we will move to importance of planning. Let us see the first importance, that planning provides direction. Friends, planning ensures that the goals or objectives are clearly stated. If goals are well defined, employees are aware of what organization has to do and what they must do to achieve these goals. Let us see the second importance, that it reduces uncertainty. Deciding in advance the task to be performed, planning shows the way to deal with changes and uncertain events. Now we will see the third importance, that it reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. Planning serves as the basis of coordinating the activities and efforts of different divisions, departments and individuals. It helps in avoiding confusion and misunderstanding. Next, it promotes innovative ideas. Since planning is the first function of management, new ideas can take the shape of concrete plans. Next is planning facilitates decision making. Planning helps the manager to look into the future and make a choice amongst various alternative course of action. The manager has to evaluate each alternative and select the most viable proposition. Planning involves setting target and predicting future condition. And the last importance of planning is it establishes standards for controlling. Friends, we understood that planning involves setting of goals. The entire managerial process is concerned with accomplishing predetermined goals through planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Planning provides the goals or standards against which the actual performance is measured. By comparing actual performance with some standard, manager can know whether they have actually been able to attain the goals or not. By this, we have understood the importance of planning. Now we will move to the next topic, which is features of planning, and we will see the first feature, that planning focuses on achieving objective. Organizations are set up with general purpose in view. Specific goals are set out in the plans along with the activities to be undertaken to achieve goals. Thus, planning is purposeful. Planning has no meaning unless it contributes to the achievement of predetermined organizational goals. We will see the second feature of planning. It is the primary function of management. We have seen in the planning definition only that it is the primary function of management as it lays down the base for other functions of management. All other managerial functions are performed within the framework of the plans drawn. Next, planning is pervasive. Friends, we know that planning is required at all levels of management as well as at all departments of the organization. Let us understand that it is not exclusive function of top management nor any particular department, but the scope of planning differs at different levels and among different departments. For example, the top management undertakes planning for the organization as a whole. Middle management does departmental planning. At the lowest level, day-to-day operational planning is being done by the supervisor. So I hope by this we have understood that planning is pervasive and it is not just one department or one person job. It is for organization as a whole. Next is planning is continuous, futuristic and involve decision making. Plans are prepared for a specific period of time. It is not for any specific month, quarter or year. Planning specially involves looking ahead and preparing for the future. The purpose of planning is to meet future events effectively to take the best advantage of an organization. Planning essentially involves choice from among various alternatives and activities. So one has to take the decision which is in the best interest of the organization. Now the last important feature of planning is it is a mental exercise. Friends, planning required application of mind involving foresight, intelligent imagination and sound. So by this we have covered the features of planning and we will move to the next slide. So friends, let us understand planning by some examples. The first example, you can see a picture of Indian cricket team who won the World Cup. What was the ultimate goal of the captain is to win the World Cup, and throughout the match we could have seen that the continuous plan was going on, that who will be doing the batting, who will be doing the bowling, who will be part of fielding and extras. We will see the second example of planning. In the picture we can see a restaurant which is nicely arranged, and what planning activities a restaurant manager would have undertaken is for the menu, number of employees, what would be the prices of the menu, and what would be the profit percentage on each product. Now we will see the third example of planning, that we can see that a team is sitting and discussing on some topic. Maybe we can think of some manufacturing unit which is deciding on the number of employees, what should be the output unit, when and how should be the maintenance of machines to be carried out, and what should be the pricing per unit and profits accordingly. So friends, from this I hope I have explained the planning, and it should be clear that what is a planning and what are the important functions of planning. Now we will move to our next topic, which is limitation of planning. Planning lead to rigidity. So friends, we all have seen that it is deciding in advance about what function needs to be carried out in future. So since a plan is already decided, there is no possibility of making a change in plan, or there is a very rare possibility, and most of the time it will be rigid. It is not a very flexible. We will see the second limitation of planning, that it may not work in dynamic environment. Again friends, we know that business is dynamic and the business environment is dynamic. How we operate, everything is dynamic, and planning has taken one business environment into consideration, and the entire plan has been formulated in that way. In future, if there is sudden change in the technology or sudden change in the environment, it is highly impossible or very rarely that the plan may change. Next is planning reduces creativity. We all have seen in the importance of planning that planning has been carried out by the top management. So if there is any creativity by any mid-level employee or any operation level employee, it is not really possible to implement those creativity because it has been already decided by the top management. Next is planning involves huge cost. When plans are drawn up, huge costs are involved. These may be in terms of time and money. For example, checking accuracy of the fact may involve a lot of time. Now next limitation is time consuming process. Sometimes plans to be drawn up take so much of time that there is not much time left for their implementation. Hence, it is time-consuming process. And the last limitation of planning is that it is not a guarantee to success. Friends, let us understand that success of an enterprise is possible only when plans are properly drawn up and implemented. Any plan needs to be translated into action or it becomes meaningless. Managers have a tendency to rely on previously tried and tested successful plan. It is not always true that just because a plan has worked before, it will work again. Hence, it is not a real guarantee to the success. Also, friends, let us understand one thing, that despite its limitations, planning is not a useless exercise. It is a tool to be used with all caution. It provides a base for analyzing future course of action, but it is not a solution to all the problems. Now let us move to our next topic, which is planning process. Now the first step in the process is setting objective. It is very important for an organization before formulating a plan is to set the objective. That means what is the end result they are expecting. Now next is developing premises. In order to achieve those objectives, an organization should see what premises it needs. Hence, it needs to develop the premises. Third is identifying alternative course of action. We know that business is dynamic and requirements or the business environment is changing day by day. So while formulating a plan, one has to see what are the alternatives which are available. Now next is evaluating alternative. So once the planning manager or organization or the person who is carrying out the planning process has identified the alternative course of action, he or she needs to evaluate which alternative best fits for all. Next is selecting an alternative. So once all the alternatives are being identified, you have to select which alternative is the best. And the last is implementation and follow-up action. Once the alternative is decided, then next is we have to implement the planning and follow-up action. Now we will move to the types of plans. Now first type of plan is objective. Friends, we have been talking about objectives in all our slides so far. So let me explain objectives in a simpler way, that they are very basic to organization and they are defined as end which the management seeks to achieve by its operation. Therefore, an objective simply stated is what would you like to achieve, that is the end result of the activity. Now the next type of plan is strategy. Strategy is a comprehensive plan for accomplishing an organization objective. This comprehensive plan will include 3 dimensions, that is determining long-term objective, adopting a particular course of action, and last, allocating resources necessary to achieve the objective. We will see the third type of plan, which is policy. Policy provide a basis for interpreting strategy, which is usually stated in general terms. They are guide to managerial action and decisions in the implementation of strategy. Fourth type of plan is procedure. Procedures are routine steps on how a business activity to be carried out. They detail the exact manner in which any work is to be performed, and they are basically specified in a chronological order. Next is rule. Rules are specific statements that inform what is to be done. They do not allow any flexibility or discretion. Rules are usually the simplest type of plan because there is no comprehensive or change unless a policy is taken. Next is program. Programs are detailed statement about a project which outlines the objectives, policies, procedure, rules, tasks, human and physical resources required, and the budget to implement any course of action. And the last type of plan is budget. So budget is a statement of express result expressed in numerical terms. It is a plan which quantifies future facts and figures. So friends, by this we have reached to the end of our session and we will see what all topics we have covered today. So first we have seen what is management and its meaning. Then we have seen what is planning, importance of planning, example of planning, and limitation of planning. We have also seen planning process and types of plan. Friends, if you want to practice MCQ questions related to today's topic, please visit Finance MCQ website. It has entire technical syllabus of SEBI Grade A exam in MCQ format. It has 2000 plus subject-wise, topic-wise MCQ questions to practice. Further, we have added the clarification for the correct answer wherever required. We also have 25 test series to practice for paper 2. So friends, do visit Finance MCQ website to practice your technical syllabus. That's all for today's video, friend. Thank you so much. I will come up with new video. Till then, take care. Thank you for watching.